So this is the cartoon tier list. Now, if your favorite cartoon's not on here, it's because I haven't watched it or haven't seen it enough to actually form an opinion on it. A lot of these are from my childhood or like early teenage years where I watched a lot of cartoons. I mean, I still will watch cartoons here and there if it's on TV. I actually enjoy cartoons a lot. So we got a good amount over here. We're gonna go through them. They're from all different time areas. There's not newer ones. I think the newest one on here might be like Teen Titans Go in terms of like debut time. But we're gonna get into this. Now the criteria is we're not going off of impact it made. We're going off of just straight how enjoyable it was to watch as a whole, because there are cartoons that have better storylines versus some that are just episode by episode, just fun to watch here and there. And some of them impacted more than others, like the original cartoons. But as a whole, they're not as fun to watch. They're not that good to enjoy in current days, or they didn't age well. So that'll be how we're going to do this. We'll go ahead and start with Captain Planet. So Captain Planet, I watched a lot in the morning times in school, like when I was getting ready for school when I woke up. I'd always wake up early and watch cartoons beforehand. I don't know why. I'd wake up like 2 hours before my bus got there. Well, I know why, and I'll actually get to it eventually. But Captain Planet was on a lot. I'd watch some of it here and there. I didn't find it that good with the times. I can see how fun it was to watch. Like back in the day, it was actually like pretty cool. If it was around the same era as all these other cartoons, it was something different, something unique. I like the rings. Some of the rings were way better than others. The heart ring kind of fucking sucked compared to like the fucking earth or water ring. Pretty cool. Bunch of stereotypical casting in there from different regions. As a whole, though, I think it's like pretty C tier, dude. Captain Planet's like whatever at best. I don't think it's really worth going back to watch now. I think B tier, like say you finished it, you're like, oh, I can watch it. I'll go back and watch some of that. Seems pretty cool, like an itch. This, I don't think it's hot fucking garbage to be in D tier. I think it's pretty decent. Pretty decent at best. I'll give it super mid, like a C minus. Yeah, there's not much more to talk about with that. Mighty Mouse. Now, I used to go to my grandma's house and she had like Mighty Mouse DVDs. Don't know why, but when I was at my grandma's, I would watch Mighty Mouse a lot, and it was pretty enjoyable, man. I would sit there, like 6 or 7 years old, just in my underwear, eating some fucking ice cream, some Bluebell ice cream after Papa got home from work, and me and him would watch fucking cartoons because I wanted to watch cartoons, and he just got home and wanted to relax. So we'd just both be eating ice cream because that's what he did after he got home. And I'd watch some Mighty Mouse, dude. They had the DVDs, and I'd watch it. Pretty entertaining, dude. 100% not something I'd go back and watch. But it is over Captain Planet. I think it had some cool shit to it. I liked the fact that the mouse was like a superhero in a way. I don't know. This is more of a nostalgia pick. Not a lot of people even know what Mighty Mouse is. I enjoyed it when I was younger, and it was just the memory of it that made it cool. But I will go to one of the 2 cartoons that I woke up 2 hours before school to watch. And I'm going to tell you, Gigantor is D tier. The fact that I woke up 2 hours to watch it, and I know it was bad, but to me, I was super curious to it because it felt like some old school classic, and I really wanted to enjoy it. So I like watched it every morning. It came on like 5 a.m., dude. It came on like 5 to 5:30 a.m. on like Cartoon Network. And it was black and white. The animations were fucking dog shit. He'd like power would go toot 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 toot. Like it was like a frame by frame replay. And it's so fucking bad, and the dialogue's fucking terrible. It was like some old Asian cartoon, I think. I don't know for a fact, but it seemed like it was Asian translated to English because their mouths would move at different paces from their words. And yeah, it fucking sucked. And the weird thing is, I would actually go back and watch it, but I'm gonna be realistic with y'all. I don't want y'all having like any high expectations. I'd watch it just to see why I watched it, why I was so intrigued by this. Like, was it like my first introduction to like quote unquote old school anime style stuff? No clue. But this shit was garbage. But I was fucking hooked to it, man. I was hooked to the nasty garbage that this thing was. It was fucking terrible. Nothing positive to say about this other than I liked it for some reason. Now, the other cartoon that I watched when I was younger, and I just put this as a base thing, but I put the primary version of it that I watched the most was Transformers, and I put Transformers Armada there because they had Armada, like Cybertron, like base Transformers. I watched all of it, and it would come on at like 6:30, and I fucking loved it so much. I'd wake up for Gigantor. After Gigantor was over, I'd eat breakfast, come back, watch Transformers, preferably Armada. And this one was actually a lot better than a lot of these. And I put Transformers as a whole on here. I think Transformers was like a solid B minus. I think it was pretty cool. I'd go back and watch Armada and Cybertron again. They had like the mini cons that like helped them out and powered their like boosted their powers and stuff. Then Cybertron had like the Cyber Crystal or the Cybertron crystals or whatever. And like I would have all like the toys, and I would like actually use them like how they did in the anime. I thought it was cool as fuck. And the Armada toys came with mini cons that were like turned into weapons for them and like would unleash stuff. Like I had a cannon one, and I put a mini con on it, and it like boosted its cannons up, and you could shoot with them. And it was pretty fucking cool. And it had like good action in it, decent storyline. Like you learn like Starscream like fucking turned Autobot, but he was actually undercover spy and then went back. And I don't know, dude. It was a long time ago, but it was really enjoyable, man. I did enjoy Transformers a lot. We'll skip down a little bit. We'll go to Tom and Jerry. This is all Tom and Jerry's encompassed. I think Tom and Jerry is a classic and really good. Not really good. I think Tom and Jerry is a classic, and it can be really good. And then it has like iconic like clips that like become memes that are pretty fun to like watch. But like as a whole, I think it's like overall background TV. Like I do enjoy some episodes of Tom and Jerry a lot, but there's some fucking misses, man, and it like is whatever. I think it's a 50-50 show. I want to put it at B minus, but in my heart, I think it's like C plus, the gatekeeper of C. And I may get some hate with that, but it is what it is. And the new age Tom and Jerry is kind of fucking cringe. It's not that good. We'll go with Batman Brave and the Bold. Now, growing up, I was a Batman fanatic, dude. I think a lot of kids were either Batman or Superman or Spider-Man. Batman was my guy, dude. Batman was my favorite. I grew up with really bad asthma, and like I would have to be on a what's called a nebulizer machine to like make my lungs open back up. And while I did it, I actually watched Batman all the time. It would be like the shitty movies with like Poison Ivy and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. And then I'd put on like the Batman animated, and like I had a Batman shirt, and I'd watch it while I'm like hooked up to this nebulizer machine. And I just really, really enjoyed watching Batman. The Brave and the Bold also has like the best version of Joker, the best version of Batman, dude. Everything's just absolutely perfect. I think Batman Brave and the Bold is like the first A tier contender, dude. It's really, really fun. Has a really good storyline. I don't want to put it in S because I think there's a lot better in terms of quality like shows on here. But I would definitely go back, rewatch this whole series. It got me through a lot of tough times as a kid whenever I had to take my mind off things. Like I couldn't breathe. I got to watch Batman, and it kept me engaged while my lungs were opening back up. Or like say I was just in a bad mood, I'd watch Batman, dude, and I'd pretend I'm Batman beating up people who made me mad or whatever, dude. It was like it's really fun, man, and the story's good. It's the best Joker. It's really hard to beat it, dude. It's really good overall. I highly recommend Batman: The Brave and the Bold. It's a classic. Um, we'll go to Batman Beyond. Now I remember when Batman Beyond became a thing, and I watched it, and like at first I was kind of annoyed that I didn't have the Bruce Wayne Batman. It was like a new age, new tech Batman. They changed the story to where it's like old Bruce. You got the old Joker and some newer villains. But dude, Batman Beyond's suit was like one of my favorite. I love the sleekness of it. I love the red with the black. I think it was so like fantastic. But I don't think it delivered on the same ways that Batman Brave and the Bold did. But it was like once I opened my mind up and just viewed it as like a new age Batman, like you kind of view it as something different. It was actually really fun to watch. I put it in B tier. I think it lacked on a lot of things. The storyline is overall like whatever until you get to the later episodes and you learn the Joker meets him. You learn like Old Man Bruce and all that stuff, like more stories, more backgrounds developed. It took a little bit to get to it, but I really enjoyed like once it did start popping off. Pretty good show. It didn't really last long enough for me to care as much as like The Brave and the Bold. I'm trying to save a lot of these heavy hitters for last because I feel like they're going to be more opinion based. I'm trying to knock out some ones that maybe not a lot of people watched or, is what it is. The Misadventures of Flapjack is one big fucking fever dream. The art style in this is fucking weird. The storyline is unhinged. The characters are fucking super unhinged. Especially Flapjack himself. You'd think Captain Knuckles is going to be the weirdest one, and it's just not. The whale is crazy. Like, everything about this is unhinged, has no plot story, no nothing. For meme purposes, I'm going to put it in C tier. It honestly could go lower, but at least it gives you some brain value of remembering random shit. Like, I can't hear Knuckles anymore. Like, anybody talk about Knuckles or whatever without hearing Captain Knuckles. And then, like, just random shit in my head pops off from this show at random times. It has that value to it, but it's just, you know what, dude? It's brain rot. It's going below. Or it's going above Gigantor. It is brain rot. It's brain rot. No wonder I can't get it on my head. It's just straight brain rot. There's nothing real good about this show. Nothing at all. The jokes or whatever. The characters are fucking unhinged and not in a good way. It's just unhinged to be unhinged, which is never fun. It's a fever dream. It's nightmare fuel. It is what it is. Should not be a children's cartoon. Don't know how it became there. On to the next. We'll go with a classic. We'll go with the Jetsons. And now, as much as I respect the Jetsons for being like one of the first to do it, like helping boost cartoons and stuff. The intro, the Meet the Jetsons, and all that. I think this shit's hot garbage, man. Like, I really do. I think it's D tier. It's never entertaining. I'm not big into futuristic things as is. And this never captured my mind. I think the whole thing that captured it in an early age was like futuristic cartoons. And they're like, oh, this is our future. And, whatever. See how families live. And, dude, the humor doesn't hit me. I hate futuristic things. I prefer like either modern or alternate universe or even like fantasy kind of stuff. I'm not a big futuristic guy, which is, I'll get to something later that contradicts it a little bit. But either way, yeah, I never got into it as a kid. I never liked it. I watched it because it was on Boomerang, and I had other shows I preferred to watch on Boomerang, and it just happened to be in the time slot, and I just like got stuck watching because nothing else was on. So yeah, dude, Jetsons is whatever, dude. It's pretty garbage. I think it's bad. The opposite of the Jetsons is the Flintstones, which is a prehistoric family, which I do prefer because I enjoy more prehistoric things. But that being said, it falls into the same thing as where I respect the Flintstones. I do. I respect what it did. I like it more than the Jetsons. I think it's more tolerable. But I overall think the Flintstones hits the same thing to where I don't care for the comedy. I like Barney and Fred's dynamic like probably the most with that show. I don't care for Bam Bam. I actually hate Bam Bam because the kids would just fucking at school would hit something and say Bam Bam Bam, and I couldn't stand it. It's whatever, dude. It's pretty whatever. The storyline's whatever. I don't like Wilma that much. The best thing about the show that saves it is literally Fred and Barney's dynamic. Like, that's it. It's just two dudes. One acts like he doesn't like him, but he does. Whole scenario. It's pretty whatever overall. Pretty forgettable. If it wasn't an iconic staple from like early cartoons, no one would care about it. We'll go to another superhero cartoon that I absolutely loved. I don't think it was the best, but I liked it a lot. It's the X-Men cartoons, the old school one. It had like Evolution, then like X-Men. I forget the other one, but I put Evolution because it was the main one I watched. And I really enjoyed this. I liked the Brotherhood's like stories involved with them, and they're in school. And you get to see a lot more stuff. Like Rogue actually is Rogue in this, opposed to like the live action movie remakes that or live action movies that started the franchise. Rogue's kind of like a little bitch. I like this version of Rogue. Wolverine's always cool, and they gave us a Chad Cyclops instead of a little fucking cuck lord Cyclops like they do in X-Men and X2. This is up there with Brave and the Bold. I think it's fantastic, really good. I enjoy the dynamics. I'm also huge on superhero stuff. Read comics all my life. I enjoyed it a lot. This is a fantastic show in my opinion. It's not perfect, but it's fantastic. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there. You got a lot of characters to work with, a lot of materials from the comic books to kind of work off of, and they keep true a lot to the comics in this, closer than most do. Really fun to watch. I enjoy it. On to the next, we will hit up Cow and Chicken. And Cow and Chicken is brain rot again. You watch it as a kid and you think some things are funny, but it's just dumb. And then you rewatch a little bit of this. It's like not even as you get older, but like from ages 5 to like 10, and you see it again, you're like, what the fuck's going on? You got a red demon who talks about his ass and asks people to eat it. And you got Cow, who is the most annoying fucking character in almost all of the history of cartoons. Her voice is so annoying. And Chicken's not much better. And the plot doesn't make sense. There's a fucking episode to where I think they're like trying to steal fucking cows like udders or some shit. Dude, it makes no fucking sense, dude. This show was weird, terrible comedy, nothing to it. The best thing about Cow and Chicken was the IR Weasel or I Am Weasel and IR Baboon. I actually liked that more as Cow and Chicken than actual Cow and Chicken. The show sucked. It was just a weird time in cartoons where they were trying stuff, and that's not it. All right, on to a personal favorite of mine. It's up there as like one of my favorites, but I have to be like pretty realistic because I've went back and rewatched every single episode like 2 years ago. And that's Johnny Bravo. As a kid, Johnny Bravo was my favorite cartoon character. I thought he was very amusing, very charismatic in like the worst ways, which was the funniness of it, because he had like the looks, the body, everything. He just could not get over with women and chased them anyway, and it was pretty funny. And he goes on a date with a girl who turns out to be a werewolf or turns into like some fucking animal. Pretty cool. Good clips. Johnny Bravo is not there. Johnny Bravo is an A tier. If you would have asked me before I rewatched everything, I would have put it in S tier. Johnny Bravo is super fun, very fun to watch, really cool. I very much enjoy it. I think the character Johnny Bravo is very entertaining. I think I'm pretty sure the narrator's name was Sally. Sally is a good character to compliment him. The diner's fun. The guy who runs the diner is great with the compliment as well. Johnny Bravo's diet needs to be studied because there's no reason he should be that buff and he eats like French fries and ketchup only. Really, really fun watch, man. That's all I can say about it. There's no real storyline added. It's just very entertaining. You got a guy who just you see him fail over and over again, and you actually start rooting for him, dude. Like, it's hilarious. But in hindsight, this man's actually like assaulting women in the worst ways. But yeah, it's just it's a fun cartoon to watch. That's all I can give it. Super fun. Johnny Bravo is super lovable. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. We'll go to Rugrats next. See, I grew up a Cartoon Network guy. Big Cartoon Network guy. I didn't really care for Nickelodeon that much. I know a lot of people were the opposite. They liked Nickelodeon a lot more than Cartoon Network. A lot of those people loved the Rugrats, like, good bit. And we all had that orange VHS tape of the Rugrats movie. We all watched it a lot. I know I did. And the Rugrats to me is like C tier. I think it's whatever. It's hard to relate because they're all babies. They have some decent comedy in there. Like how Tommy Pickles and Chucky kind of go together. And then the twins. They're pretty cool to watch. And then you realize, like, you just see how, like, once you get older, I want you to rewatch this and watch the parents' dynamics more. And everything you thought as a kid, like, gets flip-flopped to where you realize, like, Stu wasn't the better dad or stuff like that. It's pretty cool to rewatch it and think about it as real life. Like, you get a different viewpoint on it. So but it never, like, got me. Like, I'd watch it and be like, it's whatever, dude. I'm kind of waiting on a different cartoon to come up. Yeah, I don't know. I never understood the absolute hype of it. I will agree to you if you say Rugrats is good. I can agree to disagree to that. But if you say Rugrats is great, I can't get behind that notion. I think it's a pretty, like, whatever cartoon, to be honest with you. Now back to the futuristic things that I talked about. So I said there's only like one like scenario where I actually will contradict myself where I like futuristic things, even though it's in a galaxy far, far away. Dude, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Let me just go ahead and put this right here where it belongs. S tier. This cartoon had no reason being as good as it fucking was. You can argue that this cartoon's better than the actual prequels. Honestly. Like, the third installment of Star Wars is, like, arguably the best one. My favorite's the first, because Qui-Gon's my favorite character in all of Star Wars history. And it has that. I love pod racing. Fantastic. And I love Darth Maul. So, like, all of that, it, like, encapsulates everything I love, and they put it in one movie. So, I enjoyed it. This cartoon was so fucking good, dude. I never want to miss an episode. I love Asajj Ventress as a character in the show. Absolutely. I loved Ahsoka. I'm glad she got her own show because she was a fucking gem in this show. The Anakin training saga with her is great. Obi-Wan versus Grievous battles is so much better in this than it was in the live action. They made Grievous seem like a dying kid with whooping cough who can just pull lightsabers out when really he's so much more than that. He's piecing up fucking Jedis and a hard guy to fight. And he keeps getting away. Absolutely insane, super crafty. This show is so good, dude. So good. And then you got Darth Maul in it, and he gets his brother, and the whole Palpatine fight is fantastic, man. This show is so good. It has no right being this good. And I don't know what happened to Star Wars lately, dude. It's been going downhill. But this is peak Star Wars. This is peak Star Wars. It's perfect through and through. Kind of flawless, to be honest with you. Up next, we'll go to Smurfs. Again, I appreciate all you did for me, dude. Or all you did for cartoons. I watched it a lot. Kind of against my will. We would watch it at my grandma's house a lot. It's worse than the Flintstones, better than Cow Chicken and the Jetsons. Like, it has some cool like stories that are cohesive. There's some characters that are cool. But overall, it's pretty fucking boring to watch. It's pretty mid. I don't think it's hot dog shit. I can respect people who kind of like. If I respect you for saying you kind of like it, then it's not in D tier. D tier is if you say you like it, I don't fucking understand it. I don't get you at all. Even though I put Gigantor in here and I, for some reason, liked it. But, yeah, it's just not that good, man. I never understood Smurfs. Never cared for it. They got a live action movie. Don't know why. kind of a cringe show. But on to the next. We'll go with Scooby-Doo. Where's the regular? There it is. Scooby-Doo. Now this encapsulates everything Scooby-Doo except for a pup named Scooby-Doo. Because that's its like own saga of like storyline. Scooby-Doo is easily A tier, A plus tier. Scooby-Doo is fantastic. The live action movies that got made from it also fantastic. But we're talking about the cartoons. I think What's New Scooby-Doo was absolutely great. I think the original Scooby-Doo, absolutely great. I had all the VHS tapes of the original Scooby-Doo, watched them a lot. I had the movies with his cousin. It was like the white Great Dane. I forgot his name, but it was like a Halloween version of it. Scrappy-Doo's funny in it, dude. I think Scooby-Doo is like it is the best old school cartoon ever. Like, the actual old school cartoons, I think this is number one best old school cartoon. It's so good. I love Scooby. I love Shaggy. Velma's good. She's like sarcastic funny. Fred is Fred with Daphne. I've always thought Fred and Daphne were like the weakest characters, but still strong members of the show. I think Scooby and Shaggy's the best, which I think everybody thinks that. Scooby and Shaggy is the best characters. They give you limitless entertainment. I enjoy all of the mysteries. As a kid, you're trying to find out who it is. And I don't know, it's like so much fun to watch Scooby-Doo. Like, it's so fun. Like, you're a kid, you're watching it, you're like, oh, I wonder who this is. And you start trying to piece together things while the show goes on. Half the time you're wrong because they pull out a twist on you. And then Velma explains it in the end. It's like, bitch, if you're so fucking smart, why are you living in a van with fucking 4 other people? You could genuinely be a lawyer. You could be the best detective in the world. Fred could be the owner and runner of the whole government tactical force. I don't understand it. They're just out here busting everybody with hindsight. But Scooby-Doo is so fucking good, man. Absolutely gold standard. I love Scooby-Doo. This is what all cartoons should have been. But on to the next. We'll go with Looney Tunes. I just talk shit about old cartoons, but dude, Looney Tunes, that's a little too high. Looney Tunes is actually the top of A. I love Looney Tunes. Bugs Bunny's iconic. Daffy Duck, iconic. I think Daffy Duck is my favorite or second favorite person in all of Looney Tunes. I love Foghorn Leghorn. He reminds me a lot of like my family. Like the Foghorn Leghorn is like my grandpa. Like, I don't know, it's so entertaining. I hate Tweety Bird. I think Tweety Bird's like the worst. Yosemite Sam's great, dude. Elmer Fudd's funny. Sylvester's whatever. Not a big fan of Sylvester. Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, dude. Like, there's so many icons in this, man. And they're all funny as shit, dude. Daffy Duck is hilarious. I don't care what anybody says. Marvin the Martian's kind of funny. Bugs Bunny's so witty, dude. And then the cool thing is, like, they all cross over in different episodes. Like, you got Wile E. Coyote trying to fucking kill Roadrunner forever, and then all of a sudden Bugs Bunny is in the picture and he tries to eat Bugs Bunny. And then they have that back and forth. Dude, it's actually so fucking fun to see all the crossovers that happen in this cartoon. Daffy Duck with Elmer Fudd, Daffy Duck with Bugs Bunny, Duck Seas and Fire, dude. It's so fucking good. It's so memorable. It was like one of my favorite things to watch. I think Looney Tunes is absolutely hilarious. The only reason it's not S, like I said, I can't put all these really good ones in S. I have to keep it for the greats. I think Looney Tunes an A+ with Scooby-Doo. They're both A+, but I don't think they're great. I don't think they match some of the things going in S. I think they're missing some it factors, and I'll get to it. But on to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and get Danny Phantom. Again, wasn't the biggest Nickelodeon guy. I like the conspiracy that Danny Phantom universe is Fairly Odd Parents universe when they're older, with all the ties in with that. But Danny Phantom as a whole was pretty weak. I put it over Rugrats. I think it's a little better than Rugrats. I didn't care to see the fights. I think the jokes were lackluster in it. I didn't care for the writing in it. The best thing about Danny Phantom's the intro song. He's like, Danny Phantom, he was just 14. And like the whole intro is actually kind of cool. I wish the show was as good as the whole intro. But yeah, like the villain's cool. The main villain, I forget his name, is it like Vlad or something? He's like the white hair and I forgot his name. He's cool. A lot of the ghosts are pretty fucking whatever and weird. I don't care for it, dude. Danny Phantom is whatever, man. It is what it is. But we'll go to Fairly Odd Parents since we're talking about kind of the same timeline. Fairly Odd Parents as a whole, it has a lot of good episodes. A lot of good stuff. But it also kind of misses a lot. I'll put it underneath Batman Beyond. I think Batman Beyond's a little bit better. It just, I don't know, it misses a good bit. It has funny stuff, has good songs with Chip Skylark. I like Jorgen von Strangle. I think he's like one of my favorite characters in that whole show. I think Cosmo's the best consistent character in the show. I think Wanda is whatever. I don't care for Timmy Turner. His dad pisses me off. Vicky's a good villain, but at the same time, like, she pisses me off. His mom really pisses me off. Dinkelberg is whatever. Like, there's a lot of whatever characters, right? The side characters aren't really built up. Like, who cares about Chester or AJ? I enjoy the superhero stuff, like with the Crimson Chin. And the bronze kneecap. Like, it's pretty good on some stages, but God, the rest of the episodes are pretty mid at best, man. Be real with you. Pretty mid. You can go rewatch it, dude. You can't look at these through, like, nostalgia vision. You have to actually go back and, like, think about it, like, hard. And you'll see, like, a lot of the flaws here. But, yeah, it's kind of whatever, man. We'll go ahead and knock out a pup named Scooby-Doo. I put this on here for me. I'm not sure if a lot of people watch the pup named Scooby-Doo. I think this show was low-key slept on, man. I think a pup named Scooby-Doo was low-key slept on. I'm going to put it like right here. I enjoyed watching A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I would actually look for it to come on. It wasn't the best well-written thing, but it was so funny, like, watching them as kids, and I'm a kid, and watching them try to, like, be... They're not as, like, advanced in their tactics as their older selves, so a lot of shit just doesn't go right. They got red herrings everywhere. Literally say red herring a lot. Pup Named Scooby-Doo was super fun, man. And that's all I can really give it. The overall writing is pretty whatever. The overall plot is whatever, but it's really fun, dude. A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, super, super fun to watch. I highly recommend it if you've never even seen it. It's pretty cool to watch. Not as good as regular Scooby-Doo, but it's up there. All right. We'll go on to the Cat Dog. Cat Dog had some good episodes and some bad episodes. It was pretty 50-50. Then it had some episodes that touched on weird topics as a Nickelodeon show, like domestic abuse and violence, which I don't think Cat Dog should have done, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I feel indifferent towards this, dude. Like it's C tier slash B tier. I don't know where to put it because some of the episodes were funny, but it's also kind of annoying to watch sometimes. I'll give it C tier. I feel like the back and forth between cat and dog can be annoying, but also funny. Like everything that makes it funny and good also makes it bad because sometimes they do it right and a lot of times they do it wrong. So I want to put it in C tier just to even it out. I always liked The House when I watched it as a kid. I don't know why. Like Fishbone combo. I liked what was it? Was it a blue rat in the show? I can't remember if it was a blue rat or not. I'll move Tom and Jerry up. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty funny. I think his name was like Winslow or something. It's the classic meme where he walks out and walks back in. Either way, it's pretty forgettable show. But I don't think it's dog shit. I think it's acceptable. All right, I'm just gonna knock out these old Nickelodeons real quick. I'm gonna knock out Angry Beavers. I think this show was bad. I think this show was very bad. It was annoying to watch. It wasn't funny at all. I don't think it was a long-lived cartoon. I watched it a good bit. I think that the writing was terrible on it. The characters were unenjoyable. It made no fucking sense half the time of where they were going. And I remember watching it and just not having fun watching it and more of like questioning why the fuck am I still on this channel? Like it didn't have much going on for it and I did not like it. We'll leave it at that. We'll go ahead and knock out Mucha Lucha, which I don't know if a lot of y'all seen that. It has the flea. It's just a wrestling thing. I love wrestling, and this was a wrestling cartoon, and I thought I would like it a lot, and it is going straight into S tier. All right, I'm just joking. It is not an S tier cartoon. It is going to the bottom of C. I wanted to like it because it's wrestling. I love wrestling. And the flea's the only good thing about this show. And the fact they have wrestling matches, I enjoyed. I forget her name, but she turns into a bulldoze. And she's annoying as fuck. The whole show, she's annoying as fuck. Ricochet, also annoying as fuck. And he's the main character. He turns into a pinball. Didn't care at all. The Flea is literally the only thing saving this show from hot dog shit. The Flea was absolutely great comedy, great story, or not story, but great writing, and just gold. He's the only reason it's in here. It's gold. We'll go to Jackie Chan Adventures. Now this, I think, was on the Disney Channel or WB17. I think it was Disney Channel. I know at one point it was on Disney Channel. I just don't remember if it was always there. This was one of my favorite things to watch growing up, dude. This is like right up there. I loved watching them search for the talismans. I love Jackie's uncle. I love Jade. I think Jade was like really cool. Like rebellious kid figure. Jackie, of course, is Jackie Chan, and he plays Jackie Chan pretty much. Like, so, really lovable character. Uncle is just the best. The talisman fights are great. I loved it because I always like made lists at like school on paper. I'd be like, oh, if I had these talismans, like how would I use them? And it was really cool. And then that big like snake serpent, I forgot his name, on the wall, like unlocking him. Really fucking fun, man. Dude, this gives me so much like nostalgia thinking about it. And I don't know, dude. It was such a fun cartoon. You definitely have to go back and watch that again because it holds up. It really does. I rewatched it like 3 years ago. Holds up very well. Really fun to watch. Highly recommend it. On to the next. We'll go to Chalk Zone. I don't think a lot of people know what Chalk Zone is. This guy named Rudy, kid named Rudy, literally draws things and they come to life in this little chalk world he's in. It's pretty fucking dog shit. Just leave it. Just let you know. It was, some episodes can be entertaining, but as a whole, they're not entertaining. It's actually more annoying to watch. The guy in the blue, I forget his name, the guy Rudy made. Absolutely terrible character, annoying as fuck. The bitch with the glasses, also annoying as fuck. Rudy as a character, annoying as fuck. A lot of the shit don't make sense in there because Rudy made that world. And if they explain it, I missed it. Either way, I think this show was hot dog shit and garbage and annoying as fuck. Alright, on to the next one. We'll go with Xiaolin Showdown. Xiaolin Showdown, I think was cool-ish. And they got the weapons that match them. And I know, what's his name? Omi? The bald one. He got like a water stick that could transform into anything, but he hated it at first. Either way, this was pretty mid. Like, I thought it was cool, and then it wasn't. I wanted to like it, but it was almost impossible to like. It's pretty 100% whatever of a show. I hated Clay being like the Texan stereotype and just being annoying. Raymundo actually was a character I hated, but he became my favorite character because he had the most like sense and backstory. Kimiko was annoying as fuck as well. But yeah, I think Raymundo like kind of saved up that whole anime from being like the worse than what it was. And the fights with Jack Spicer and all of them was actually pretty decent at best. On to the next. We'll go to... you know what, dude? We'll go to the Powerpuff Girls. A lot of people love the Powerpuff Girls. I think Powerpuff Girls is right here. I did not care for the Powerpuff Girls. In fact, I got mad watching the Powerpuff Girls because sometimes they would beat the fuck out of Mojo Jojo and he's not even doing shit. He's just a bystander. This motherfucker's got his brains cracked on the pavement and they just walk away fucking or fly away laughing, and it pisses me off. And the mayor is kind of a fucking dipshit, and that pisses me off. And you got these three fucking superhuman children saving the world or saving their city, and it just don't make sense because you have people like the Gang Green Men or him, and you could literally just have a cop shoot them. Like, they're not super powered to an extreme extent. You could literally just kill them with regular police force. And I can't stand it. Like, Mojo Jojo's literally just a smart monkey. And you hit him one time in the head and he's kind of down. Like, I don't know. I think about it and I can't stand it. Honestly, the main thing I love about the show is I love the professor as a dad. I think he's like one of the best father figures in cartoons. I think he does amazing. He does everything for these girls. He works his ass off. Made them. Everything. He's like a mom and a dad. He does everything in the whole house. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. He's the best person and the best character in this show. The villains are pretty subpar. And sometimes I just feel bad for Mojo Jojo getting beat the shit out of for no particular reason. I think Buttercup's an unbearable character. I think Blossom's super self-righteous and can't stand her. I like Bubbles. She's like the innocent one. But at the same time, like, it's kind of annoying. And you're that innocent and you play like you're the nice person. Then you crack the skull of somebody just fucking jaywalking. It's kind of annoying. On to the next. We'll go ahead and do Chowder. I'm gonna put Chowder in C tier. Yeah. The art style to this show I didn't care for. I hated hearing rabble 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 every time what's his name talked. I forget his name. I think Monk was a terrible character, if that is his name. I'm pretty sure it was Monk, the blue one with the long nose and the mustache. He was annoying as fuck. Chowder's annoying. The fucking bunny bitch or whatever that loves Chowder, annoying as fuck. It has some funny scenes, has some funny times in it, but that's where I'll just kind of leave it. I think it's a forgettable cartoon. A lot of people find appeal in it where I don't. Respectable, more power to you. I think it's pretty bad to whatever. All right, on to the next one. We'll go ahead and knock out My Gym Partner's a Monkey. It's better than Chalk Zone. Still hot dog shit, dude. Dude, the intro to this fucking cartoon tells you that this shit's about to be dog ass. This intro literally screams, this show sucks. There's no any good substantial plot to this, to any episode that makes you think it's going to be good. And that's, if you don't have plot, that's fine. You have to make up for it by having good, funny to decent episodes. They have none of that. None of these things were funny. None of this shit was good. None of this shit was well written. I think this was hot garbage. I don't understand the appeal of it. You put a human in an animal school, big fucking deal, dude. Who gives a shit, dude? Make it funny, make it worth a while. It's terrible. I thought it was absolutely garbage, poo-poo, sub-tiers. All right, we'll head up. We'll hit up Justice League. I think Justice League. Oh, I'm in a dilemma. I think Looney Tunes is better than Justice League. I think Justice League had more plot than Looney Tunes, but I think Looney Tunes gives me more joy to watch. Justice League is very good. It is like Batman Brave and the Bold's my favorite Batman, but Justice League is like my second favorite superhero show. I think this thing was fantastic. I loved how they worked together. I hate Superman, always have. Justice League made me kind of like Superman. I thought he was well written in the Justice League. Batman's phenomenal. The Flash is respectable. I love the Green Lantern might be the best character in Justice League in terms of how well written he is, how well portrayed he is, how well done he is. Wonder Woman's also fantastic. The villains in Justice League, also fantastic, dude. They have good stories. They have good moments in it. This is a serious cartoon, not a joking much cartoon. But the joy Justice League brings me when I was younger was very high, very fun. I don't have anything bad to actually say about it. Super great cartoon. And we'll go ahead and knock out my favorite superhero cartoon. Teen Titans is straight up S+ tier. Teen Titans was one of my favorite things to watch in all of TV history. I would get on TV and just hope Teen Titans was on. I would find it and I would select it to where it would switch back to the channels. I don't know if they still do that, but I would do that all the time. I think Beast Boy is great. I think Raven has like some of the best depth to her story out of the Titans. Cyborg, absolutely entertaining, especially with Beast Boy. The pairing is great. I love Starfire. I love it when they go to the planet, and I love Blackfire. Blackfire started me on a goth girl kick when I was young at an early age. Robin, straight up fucking menace to society. Red X, was my favorite arc in all of Teen Titans. I think Slade is one of the best villains in the cartoon history of Cartoon Network. Ever, maybe. In terms of just child cartoons, Slade might be the best villain. Trigun arc was amazing. I love it when they get teleported into the battle arena and they have to all fight each other. That was super fucking fun to watch. I love when they go into the future. Everything about this show was great, and they all had nice storylines to it. Like, even fucking Cyborg had to go undercover and fucking into the Hive Academy. And everything was perfect. The villains were so good and well written. Everything about this show was well written, well done. It was just a perfected cartoon. It is chef's kiss. Mwah, amazing. On next one, we'll go ahead and get Rocket Power out. I put it right here. I wasn't the biggest fan of Rocket Power growing up. I get it if you like it. I really do. It just didn't match my like style of cartoons I liked. I wanted to skate one time, and I busted my head and never touched a skateboard again. So I was halfway envious of that. I wasn't really a surfer. I grew up in Florida, and I was not on the surfing side of Florida or the beach type of Floridian. So it never like, I never jived with it as much. I was never interested in that stuff. But like I said, I get it. If you placed it higher, I would understand completely. It was just not my style of thing. I give it the respect it deserves. It's just not my thing. I think it was Uncle Tito. Uncle Tito was great as a character. Otto was cool. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I still do the woogie, like woogie, 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 woogie. It's has some things that stuck with me, but overall, I think it's decent. It's decent. All right, on to the next. Let's go ahead and like I said, I want to leave all the biggest hitters on here for the end. Even though I knocked out Teen Titans and Clone Wars, I want to leave the biggest hitters I can on here. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, I think was entertaining. I put it above Rocket Power, but it also was annoying as fuck. I think that it had some fun to it, but overall lacked a lot of sustenance. I think Eduardo was annoying as fuck. I liked Wilt, but he also got on my nerves a lot. Coco pisses me off. I think Blue's funny. Interacting with him a lot. I think Cheese is a fucking meme and a brain like leech when he's on the screen. Frankie is the most relatable character because dealing with all that shit, we'd all act the same. So yeah, it's pretty much just an annoying show to watch. Like, I get annoyed watching it, but I also enjoy some episodes. So I don't think it's hot dog shit because there is some episodes and some characters that I do like. We'll go ahead and knock out Totally Spies. Very forgettable. I watched it a lot. For no reason. It was just on before my favorite cartoon would come on, which I'll get to. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, man. It's like, it had the action, but the characters were annoying. Had a crush on the green one. I don't know why, just did. But as a whole, it was pretty forgettable. I think they came back with like a revamp of it. I refuse to watch because the original wasn't like the best. But yeah, I don't know, man. It lacked a lot of things that caught my attention. We'll go ahead and do Jimmy Neutron. I think Jimmy Neutron is a solid B. I love Sheen, and the older I get, the more I think Carl's hilarious. I don't care for Jimmy Neutron. I don't care for Cindy. I don't care for Libby. I like Jimmy's dad. I think he's funny. I think it's a 50-50 show. I think a lot of the episodes are bad. I think a lot of the episodes are good. I think it's 50-50 on the characters. So in B tier, I think it's 50-50 on whether you're going to enjoy it or you're going to think it's whatever. Jimmy Neutron's super fun. I enjoy the movie, the first movie that came out, because I'd always pause it whenever they drive by in space on their spaceships that they made. And I would pick out my favorite ones and think how cool it'd be to drive them. So, yeah, and I think Sheen's iconic. Carl's iconic. I mean, Jimmy is iconic to a degree, but I think the side characters outweigh the main character in this show. All right. We'll go ahead and go to Camp Lazlo. Camp Lazlo sucked, dude. I hate Raj, the fucking elephant. I don't even know what the rhino's name was, but he was terrible. The ending to the show makes you hate it even more. That the camp counselor was pretty much a chomo in a way. There's no good jokes in this. There's no good episodes in this. I watched pretty much all of the episodes on Cartoon Network. Again, I would just watch Cartoon Network to watch it a lot of the time. And the show is not good. It's not good anyway. There's no redeeming quality to it. They wanted to have fun with a twist ending. It made it worse. Entirely worse. It makes you look at it in a whole different light. I can't stand Camp Lazlo. I think it's absolutely terrible. It's buns. I'll put it down here. Straight buns. Up next, we'll go ahead and knock out... We'll knock out Gumball. Maybe this is the newest cartoon that I have on here. Gumball, believe it or not, I think is very fun to watch. It's like one of the better, newer cartoons. Gumball is so entertaining, even though you would think it's fucking not. It has a bunch of adult comedy in it that is subtle. I think Darwin, Gumball, hilarious. I think their dad is phenomenally written. Their sister's hilarious. The side characters all get like their own arc at some point. I think this cartoon's super fucking fun to watch, dude. You can just turn your brain off, watch it, and it's super enjoyable. I think this gives me hope for new age cartoons, even though I think it's been out since like 2015, 2016. Something like that, newish age cartoon. Either way, I think Gumball's so fun, so enjoyable to watch. Teen Titans Go. Now, this show gets a lot of hate, and it's because they compare it to the absolute flawless show that was the regular Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go is actually so fun to watch. It's like B+. It's a B+ tier cartoon. I think it gets hate just because it's compared to the GOAT of like its time. Yeah, it's a whole different take on it. It's more child driven. It's more comedy filled. I actually quote it a lot for some reason. I think Robin in this is funny as fuck. Beast Boy's the GOAT of the show. He makes bangers of songs. Raven can be funny. Cyborg's funny. Dude, everything in this show is actually like pretty good. And the fact that it gets hate on, I don't ever understand it. You definitely have to just watch it and just enjoy it, man. Stop comparing it to the regular Teen Titans. That's like the number one beef I hear with people is saying like, oh, this ain't Teen Titans. It's like, no fucking shit, dude. Look at them. You think they're going a serious route right now? No. Dude, it's just super fun to watch. Like, just enjoy it. Alright. On to the next. We'll go with Samurai Jack. Now, Samurai Jack is an iconic show, but it's the one that I'm the least familiar with the game on. I've probably watched 15 episodes, so I wanted to say I could rate it. I didn't watch a lot of Samurai Jack, but what I did watch I really enjoyed, so I wanted to put it on this list. But since I'm not the most familiar with the game of Samurai Jack, I'm just going to have to put it at the bottom of A. And I'm sorry for people who put it in S or their GOAT or high A. I'm just not the most caught up to it. I think every episode I watched, I thought was really good, and I honestly need to rewatch the whole show because everything I watched, I actually enjoyed. I thought it was really good. I think there are some funny characters, like the Scottish character. I think Jack's well written as a character. I think Haku's a good villain, a really good villain. I had a lot of fun watching it, dude. Everything I enjoyed. So I'll put it in the bottom of A because I don't know the full substance. Because maybe I missed some badness of it, or maybe I missed the best episodes. I don't know, but from what I did watch, definitely deserves to be an A tier at least. Really good show. I enjoy the soundtrack of it a lot. Like a lot of the music in it is really good. But yeah, I think it's bottom of A for me now. If I watched everything, could be higher. All right, we'll go ahead and knock out Johnny Test. All I have to say, I'm just going to leave it right here. I could go in depth a lot about Johnny Test, the cartoon. All I have to say is count how many times you hear a whiplash sound. That's all you gotta do. I want you to watch it. Count how many times you hear a whiplash sound. But I will say, it's not the very bottom because Bling Bling Boy exists. And Bling Bling Boy is the GOAT. Alright, go ahead. We're getting into a lot of really cool names. And there's going to be a lot of heat from where I put some of these. Maybe some people agree with me. Alright, we'll go ahead and knock out Codename Kids Next Door. This is arguably, in my opinion, the greatest cartoon to ever exist on Cartoon Network, along with Teen Titans. I think Codename Kids Next Door is straight fucking heat, dude. I literally never had a chili dog in my life until number 2 had the chili dog episode, and he had like all the sky battles and stuff, and he kept eating chili dogs. And the reason they had a sky battle is because he kept getting chili dogs on the guy's fucking desk. Number 4 was super fucking funny by how dumb he was. Number 3 was how you do an innocent character, and it's in a good, fun way. Number 1, hilarious. Number 5, always great, dude. I love the battles with Father. What was it? I forget it's like the kids from down the lane. I forget their actual, like, the name of them in the show. Dude, the Toilinator, absolutely amazing. They had the games for the fucking Super Toilinator on the Cartoon Network site. I actually played the shit out of that, dude. I thought it was fun as fuck. Dude, everything like this show had was either 1, comedy gold, 2, well written, or 3, a combination of both. I loved how they made weapons, and then when they shot them, it would stop and scan them and talk about it. I loved everything about Codename Kids Next Door. I love how it ended. I think it was a great ending. I love how it showed what happens to the characters once they age out. So it explains everything about this. There's no loose ends to this show. I think this show was absolutely amazing. So funny through and through. Every single episode is super entertaining to a degree. And it gives you a lot of fond memories as a kid watching Codename Kids Next Door. I love this show. I'm going to go back and rewatch all of this. All of this entirely. Alright, Ed, Edd n Eddy. Early days, this was arguably like my second favorite cartoon. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna put it at the top of A tier. I think the comedy value is insane. I think the memes are crazy. I think Ed as a character is like one of my favorite. Rolf is the best character in this show. I absolutely love Rolf. He has the best insults. Double D is always just getting his, like, we all can relate Double D to where your friends are doing dumb shit and they're getting in trouble, but they're your friends, so you're kind of like roped along into it, and you don't want to be there, and you try to talk them out of it, but you end up getting involved anyway. We've all been Double D. We've also all been Eddie, to where we're the ones starting dumb shit, and we kind of get rope our friends into doing it with us. Kevin's the most annoying character. Um, Johnny's funny as fuck. I love Plank. Dude, the Kanker sisters are also funny in their own way. So many quotable things from like this show. So much enjoyable things, and you never knew where the episodes were going. I like how this is turn your brain off, just laugh at dumb shit, and it's actually funny as fuck. And some of it actually aged pretty good. I think Ed and Eddie is a very good cartoon show. I think it's like I don't know, it's so fucking funny. It's hard to find a lot of faults other than it's kind of outdated now. But back in the day, this shit was straight fire, dude. Straight heat. On to Dexter's Lab. I think Dexter's Lab might get some hate here. Now listen to me real quick, okay? Listen to me. Dexter's Lab was a fun watch. Some of the episodes were straight fire. The Justice Friends were funny as fuck. Dexter and Dee Dee's pretty funny. Mandark was good. But if you really think about it, rethink about it. A lot of these episodes were just pretty fucking mid compared to some of the good ones. And you remember just the good ones. Like, I enjoyed Mandark and Dexter fighting. But then you have those same episodes where, like, Dexter gets, like, a fucking new accent and everybody's in love with them. And it makes no fucking sense. I don't know, man. The show, I like it. I do like it. That's why it's in B tier. It's 50-50, so I do like it. But there's just some bad episodes, man. And the characters can be annoying. Like, Dexter, in all honesty, is annoying. Sometimes you kind of root for him to get his ass beat. Dee Dee is made to be annoying. Dexter's mom, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. She's fine. His dad's annoying as fuck. Mandark's super annoying. So it's like, sometimes this show's just not set up to be as good as you think it is. And it's fine. It's fine. If you put it in A tier, more power to you, dude. I think it's a B tier cartoon, but it's B plus. It's teetering to A. Courage the Cowardly Dog is low-key fire. Courage the Cowardly Dog so I've always also, as you know, been a super big fan of horror. Courage the Cowardly Dog was like my cartoon that helped itch my horror fix that I wanted, while also having good stories, while also being funny as fuck. Like, these cartoons were more complex than they should have been. Like, you literally get an episode of Eustace fighting his childhood trauma, but you're still fucking laughing because there's some funny ass shit going on. You got the fucking Return the Slab guy, and that's a whole fucking thing that's stuck in my brain forever. Muriel's great character. She's sweet, loving grandma. I love grandmas. I'm a big grandma guy. So Muriel's like a place in my heart. And it's just funny watching this dog do everything, and then Eustace fucking hates him. And I mean, I have a fucking grandpa who hates dogs. Not my grandpa. It's my wife's grandpa. But it's just funny. Like, these are relatable characters. And I like the lore that, you know, the middle of nowhere is just the way the dog sees everything, to where all he knows is his own house. And he's fighting off all these evils and stuff like that. Like, oh, dude, this show's so fucking good overall. Like, it has some fever dreams in it with some of these villains. Like, it's actually horrifying. And then they're all just funny as fuck. You got these fucking chickens abducting people. It's just funny, dude. Everything's good about this show. It's so fun to watch. So entertaining. Absolutely fantastic. We'll go ahead and do another controversial take here. Adventure Time. I think Adventure Time is arguably the most overrated cartoon of all time. I never understood the hype on Adventure Time. I've watched it a lot because I'm the kind of guy that if something's super hyped up and if I like what it is, like say cartoons, um I like cartoons. Everybody said this was great. Had a lot of props that came out, like the backpacks and all that. People wore it all the time. The fucking fin hats. I gave it so many fucking tries. Not one episode did I actually care about. The only character that I remotely thought was like funny in a way was the Ice King. I thought he was kind of funny. But the show kind of fucking sucks, dude, as a whole. Like, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm misinformed and like I'm just not seeing the bigger picture. But like it's pretty simple writing, like pretty fucking simple. It's pretty not fun to watch. I think the jokes are a miss. I give it a high C tier because I enjoy the effort put into it and I can enjoy some of like the stories involved. The episode I like the most is when they went to the city that turns everybody evil and like they started stealing shit and they couldn't control themselves. That's like the only one I liked. But the Ice King is probably my favorite character because he's the only one that's kind of funny to me. I hate the princess. I don't like Finn. I don't like Jake. I don't know. I don't think this show's entertaining. I don't understand the hype on it. Sorry, guys. It's straight C tier for me. I think it's below mid. Yeah, I want to put Tom and Jerry in B tier just because I don't want it to be associated with these. I think Tom and Jerry is actually enjoyable sometimes. On to the next. Another hot take. I think SpongeBob is bottom of A tier. I don't think it's S tier. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I think SpongeBob has a lot of relatable comedy to it. A lot of relatable memes come from this thing. A lot of memes in general come from this thing. But I don't think it's S tier. I think there's a lot of like filler mid episodes that have some good stuff sprinkled in. I think SpongeBob can be annoying to where you just kind of turn it off. Some episodes are kind of terrible. I think it's more good than bad as a whole. That's why I want it in A tier. I think a lot of the characters are pretty fun. And like I like Patrick in it a lot. I like Mr. Krabs. I think he's funny. Squidward is more relatable than you think he is. Because imagine having an annoying ass fucking neighbor and you have to be happy and then seeing him at work. Like you'd probably also be mad as fuck all the time. But yeah, I think SpongeBob's A, not S. I don't think it's a contender with these top four that I have up there. I can move them up in A to like right here. I think that's where I'd put them. Just like middle of A. Pretty solid. I mean, that's not even disrespectful. I just don't quite care for SpongeBob the way other people do. We'll go to another potential controversial take. We'll go to Ben 10. Now, when Ben 10 first came out, I watched it. I watched the first 20 episodes because I did enjoy Ben 10 when it came out. I thought it was really cool. I love superpowers. I love comic book stuff like superheroes. And this is basically like a cartoon superhero without the comic book background at the time. I liked Vilgax as a villain. I liked all the alien stuff going on. I liked his uncle kind of being like a Men in Black. But as a whole, I think Ben 10 is like kind of B tier. Like, I hate when they try to do comedy in it because they try to do too much. They try to make it action with fun, but they also want to sprinkle comedy into it and make it comedy, and the comedy don't hit. And then when it gets to the later episodes in the show, I thought it lost a lot of what made it special in the beginning, and I just did not care for it anymore. Like, I don't know. I don't like Ben Tennyson as a character. Uncle Ben is probably the best character. I think it's Gwen. I think Gwen's his cousin's name. Um, she's fine. Um, but yeah, the later the show went on, I think the worse it got. The newer stuff that came out with it is whatever. Alien X was really fun to watch when it actually happened. I like Diamond Dude a lot. He was probably like my favorite character. I remember when the Ghost Freak like started taking over his shit, but I think it's I think it's like I don't know, it's pretty whatever. It's 50-50. There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad. All right. Let's go ahead and get rid of my favorite. Remember how I said my second favorite was Good Inconvenience Next Door? My favorite cartoon ever. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is in S. But I'll be fair. I'll put it in the bottom of S. I think the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is some of the most, if you turn your brain off TV, and I know sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes you want sustenance. If you turn your brain off and just watch it for what it is the funniest cartoon ever created. It is, sure, it can be brain rot sometimes, but this shit is straight up fucking hilarious. Like, I think Billy, as dumb as fuck as he is so fucking funny and entertaining. Grim having to deal with them, great. I love Mandy being the evil character so much. Billy's dad, also phenomenal. The side quests they go on to meet all these characters, great. When they go to like, what is that fucking magic convention? They have like Dean Toadblatts, and they got Nigel Planter, dude. The shit's so fucking good, man. It honestly, dude. I don't condone anything, but if you do a toke of like substances or whatever, or you get drunk, you watch this, I think you'll be entertained forever. This shit's so good. The villains in this are also hilarious. Like, there's a quote in this from Billy who hatched a spider egg, and they're just like, Billy hates the spider, and he's like, Dad, what do you want from me? And he goes, I want you to die. Sticks in my head forever. Forever. Dude, this show's an underrated gem for these new age kids. You have to go back and watch it. I've watched this show probably 4 times all the way through. If you go on YouTube, you can actually find every episode in a row, and it's like an 8-hour fucking video. You can watch it all. I do it all the time. Highly recommend Billy and Mandy. It is my favorite cartoon of all time. Up next, so we have 3 left, and as you know, one's going to be the GOAT and one's going to be at the bottom. And this is where I struggled a lot. I really did. And I hate doing this because this could have went either way. Because one is the GOAT and one is the top of S tier. I'm putting Avatar at the top of S tier. So this could have been a 3-way tie for GOAT. I had Avatar, Teen Titans, and the one I'll get to next. I think Avatar is phenomenal, dude. Avatar has my favorite cartoon character of all time in it, and Uncle Iroh. I think he's the best written character in the history of cartoons. I think he is flawless and phenomenal. I think the Zuko story of him changing his ways and getting that redemption arc is fantastic. I think Lord Osai is an amazing villain. I don't know why I can't remember the daughter's name. She's a phenomenal villain. The Bossing Say thing's great. Has the saddest episode in all of fucking cartoon history, and it has a song that's just as haunting and sad. I think Aang as a main character is one of the best main characters. He's a kid who has to save the world or save his like his world, not like the entire world from destruction, but like from enslavement. I think Toph's amazing and can be funny. Everything about this is really fantastic. I also love King Boomy. I gotta shout out King Boomy when I can. King Boomy's fantastic. Yeah, this thing, Azula, yeah. Azula is a fantastic character, like villain-wise. But this show hits so many things. Like, it can be funny and make you laugh. It has good scenes in it, good action in it, and it makes you, like, really glued to your screen. And then it can also, like, tug at your heartstrings and make you really sad or, like, inspire you in some way. Like, this cartoon honestly has it all, which is somehow fucking crazy that a Nickelodeon cartoon somehow can do everything emotionally to manipulate you in any way it wants to, and you just let it happen because it's such a good fucking show. Like, I just want to grow up to be half the man Uncle Iroh is. I say it all the time. Dude, I was never that big into like hot tea until Uncle Iroh came around, and then I got obsessed with hot tea when I was younger because I wanted to fucking be Uncle Iroh. Like, the show's just that fucking good. It makes you do shit you didn't think you wanted to do. Alright? It is phenomenal and fantastic. But on to the GOAT. After all, this is cartoons, not emotional roller coasters or well-written story plots. The regular show, in my opinion, overall, is the greatest cartoon of all time. This show is so fucking good. I've never seen a bad episode of regular show. Never once. I've never met a character that I don't like in regular show. I think they're all fucking funny. Dude, fucking Skips, fantastic written. Rigby, fantastic. Everything about this shit's funny. Dude, I've never even said my mom more in my life until I've watched this show. Because Muscle Man is the fucking GOAT. Man, the episodes are crazy unhinged. And unlike Flapjack, this is unhinged in the best way. Like, you never know what you're going to get. There's episodes to where they fucking have to save themselves because they jugged a gallon of milk. And then there's episodes to where they become so smart that they can't understand any language because they're too smart. Everything's caveman to them. Then there's episodes to where all they're doing is cleaning the fucking park up, and they're all of a sudden a rift opens up in the world, and they have to fucking fight in space. Like, it's so fucking unhinged, but somehow every single episode is well written and funny as fuck, and it always is entertaining. You cannot name a bad episode, but you also really can't name an episode that ties in with the other episode. Like, it all is the same. It's just start off with some anarchy and chaos, and it's just a normal day. And then anarchy and chaos, they save it, and then it goes back to being normal. Like, it's so fucking wild how good this shit is for not having any solidified plot point. It is always funny. It is always good. I don't get it, how they do it. It's so good. But we have to go to kind of fucking butt, dude. I don't even know what I expected from this show. This shit, if you ever heard of Uncle Grandpa, okay? I watched this because I was curious. They said, I remember when Cartoon was advertising for it, Cartoon Network, and they were like, Uncle Grandpa starting up, and the show like highlights. I was like, this shit looks terrible. I'll give it a shot because it has to be some. If it looks this bad, there has to be some sustenance to it. Dude, you watch it, and it's everything that's terrible with cartoons times 20. It's annoying as fuck. The main character's annoying as fuck. There's a lifelike tiger that's in it. There's like rainbows and shit. I don't understand it. And the thing was, I kept watching it because I was waiting for like it to get good, or like maybe they were in the early stage and it was just bad because they didn't know how they wanted to write it. I kept giving it try and try again, and it got worse and fucking worse. Even if you shut your brain off, this show is so fucking bad and so obnoxious that you question your very existence, but you have to keep watching it because it's like watching this dumpster fire unfold, and you're like, oh, I wonder how fucking bad it'll get next week. And I got stuck in this fucking infinite time loop of just terrible decisions of watching this absolute dog shit that made zero fucking sense. Zero fucking good decisions were made making this show. I think it got like 3 fucking seasons, and I don't understand how it ever got approved for 1 episode. This shit fucking is dog ass. So bad. I don't know what the goal was here. Like, were they like, oh, you know, like, maybe it's like a gay dude going on adventures to save the world or whatever. I don't actually know what the theory of this show was that got it approved. Like, maybe there was an agenda set or what. This show was fucking atrocious. It was terrible. It never deserves to exist. I can't fucking stand it. But anyway, this is the definitive Cartoon Network, Cartoon, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, WB17. We're not including any animes in this that may have been shown, like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, all that stuff. But this is the definitive tier list, and this is how it is. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by.